what up, what up? This your boy Oshin. This is Oshin's View. You already know who I'm in the building with. Willie Negro.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
I'm a Scorpio. So quite naturally, I'm an I told you so type of dude. And I hate to tell y'all, I told you so. Cold world equals cold sucker. There's no way around it. He's a sucker. And I know the light skin delegation, y'all gotta hold this L. And it's no getting around it. It is no getting around it. Unless you've been living under a rock. Kendrick Lamar puts out a diss track going at Drake and J. Cole. Straight up, those two. J. Cole follows up with 7 Minute Drill, which for one isn't 7 minutes. Number two, it was already on the album. That's another thing too. So that's why it's kind of weird to me, because the album just dropped. Ain't no way you just added that song.
He did. With streaming, it's kind of easy with streaming now. So he did. He added that. The album was done, then he added that. That's why it's the last song.
Okay. I'm glad you cleared that up, because I was like, there's no way that could all be, had not been done. But he added it.
And to clarify, the reason it's called 7 Minute Drill is because they explain, he do these things called 7 minute drills where they put on the beat and you get 7 minutes to write to it. And that was his 7 minute drill, and that he added to the end of the album. That is what was said. That's what they say. That's why it's called 7 Minute Drill.
Well, whatever. Should have been 5 minutes. Should have been 5 minute drill or something. Because I'm not even gonna say it was whack, but it was typical J. Cole fashion of, you don't really want it with me. I'm on a different level. I'm a lyricist. This is what I do. I'm not him. I'm me. And then he turns around and apologizes. This is the crazy part. People are riding with him saying he did the mature thing. You can't do the mature, humble thing after, okay, you were swung on. You fought back like you were supposed to. What do you mean, I'm sorry? So what, did you swing back? You made it real for him because you might have caught him in the face, and now you see him gearing up, seeing your opponent gearing up like, oh, he really want to fight back. No. Let's leave it at that. I don't really want no problems. To me, this is damaging on his career. And I'm gonna tell you why it's damaging. Drake is the pop sensation. That's what they want to call him in terms of rap. Drake to me raps, but he has that pop crossover and appeal.
Right.
Kendrick is the conscience brother. Street conscience rap. And and Jermaine, he's supposed to be, this is what I do. I spit lyrics. Y'all don't want it with me with that. He's forever in third place now. He'll never get out of third place.
I don't even know if there's a place for him. As a J. Cole fan, so I lost immense respect for him, like mad respect for him.
As you should.
Because he didn't have to say anything. He didn't have to say anything. He could have just been J. Cole, I rap better than y'all, and I'm going to continue to show people that I rap better than y'all, and not said anything, and nobody would have killed him. Now, he said something. It was a jab. It wasn't anything crazy, but what he did say, because of the apology, what I take from that is he obviously didn't believe what he said in the verse. When he was talking about Kendrick's albums and some of them being trash and he didn't believe that. I didn't think he believed it anyway, because he's an MC. He's a lyricist. You know what I mean? So he's going to like some of the more introspective, earthy stuff and some of the more technical stuff that Kendrick does. So you like that. You see what I'm saying? But It don't matter if you like it. It's a battle. We at war. I'm supposed to say. You think that I think that Illmatic is the only album that Jay-Z liked? Of Nas's? Like, it's not true. But he said it on the record. Because they was in war. But once it's said, you leave it there. You don't even have to believe it.
This is the problem. This is the problem. We've seen this before from J. Cole. He's done it before. But first time he did it, it was with Soulja Boy. Remember when him and Soulja Boy had their back and forth? He said Soulja Boy was whack to him. Now, I don't think Soulja Boy is lyrically on nobody's top 200.
Right.
But he's been successful.
Yes.
He has his lane for what he did. So that's not, and Soulja Boy doesn't run around saying he's the most lyrical dude. So this is why I don't really judge him in terms of that.
Yeah.
But then J. Cole turns right around and then says, his peoples was like, yo, you know you like him, you just hating. No, stand on it. You can respect the man for what he does with his art, with his craft, and how he makes his money. But you missed the lyrics. If you want to stand on a Soulja Boy, you don't think he can rap with you and do that, then stand on it. But this is a trend now. Once you do it once is one thing. It's a coincidence. Twice, this is a trend. This is what you do. And J. Cole, whenever I hear J. Cole, there's one phrase that always comes to mind. My mama crib. We are always going to wind up at his mama's crib. At some point in the rap, we're going to wind up in my mama crib. And that's it. So I don't want to, I'm telling J. Cole, shut up and down. I don't want to hear that you're better than anybody no more.
It's hard.
I don't want to hear that nobody wants it with you no more.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear no aggression bars. He better straight take it to Flowers. Put it this. He needs to turn it to De La Soul. And I'm a De La Soul fan. But what I mean is, they got the plug 1, plug 2. They just kind of big each other up. They're not going at nobody. That's the only lane I can see him at. Because, like I said before, and I know you itching to jump in, this is the problem. The only one that could save him is Kendrick. Kendrick can very well come out and say, you know what? Jermaine was right. We don't need to be going at each other, yada, yada, yada. But Kendrick ain't doing that.
Kendrick is from Compton.
Kendrick is not doing that. His peoples are not doing that. Kendrick now is literally a walking, I told you so, you don't want it, if you don't want it with me was a person. That's what J. Cole has given Kendrick.
Yeah, the disappointment for me is right now, at this moment, he's probably rapping better than Drake and Kendrick at this very moment. But the problem is, because he said what he said, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like you said, I can't hear nobody want it with me. Nobody want to get on a song with me. Nobody, because you don't want it with Kendrick. What it seems like now, it seems like J. Cole is a bully. He get on a song with a 21 Savage and he do his thing. He get on a song with all these guys and burn them up on the song. But when the guy who calls himself the Boogeyman, or nobody wants to say Candyman, when that guy just mentions that he a little uneasy with you being on the song with Drake, then you make a song and then you back up off of it. You see what I'm saying? It's like, wait a minute, you the one. You be on the song, you murder everybody. Like, you can be Brother Sunflower and all that. Listen, have you heard of Common? Like, he made a song dissing Ice Cube. It was called The Bitch in You. He is Brother Sunflower. You see what I'm saying? Like, but, hey man, you say something, he a MC. Like, we gonna go. We gonna spar.
Hold up. I want you to clear up another thing too. do you think it's going to be some bloodshed between Jermaine and Kendrick?
No, there was never going to be any bloodshed.
Go ahead.
There was never going to be any bloodshed. That's why I brought up Common. You see what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody doing that in Common.
But the funny thing is that could have turned into that because Cubanum is on it like that.
Right.
Because he came from the NWA days, and they was when he left NWA and then beefing with NWA with the lynch mob and everything. Now, granted, Mac 10 and all of them, they Bloods and Crips and all that. So, and that was a different time in hip hop. So it was a small hint of if I see him, it might be something because Common is from Chicago. Yeah. So there ain't no suckers out there. So it could be. But this, nobody's looking at Drake, Kendrick, and Cole and being like, yo, it might get a little creepy in the streets. All right, it might be scary out.
Me and you, we grew up with hip hop, right?
Yes.
So we grew up with hip hop. And the basis of hip hop, at the core of everything is battling. Like, you wasn't breakdancing just to breakdance. They was battling each other. You see what I'm saying? When you was tagging up the wall, it was a battle. Like, who had... You see what I'm saying? DJs was battling. The MC came about. The whole idea of an MC came about through battling DJs. You needed an MC to big up the DJ, to say this is the best DJ.
Talk that shit.
You see what I'm saying? Cole has to know this. He's a historian. You gotta know that at some point, you gotta crash out. You see, and I mean that to say this. As a man, I don't really judge other men when they get too hot-headed because I believe that all men are one incident away from going to jail or just doing something crazy. When you do something to somebody's family or something, people crash out. It is what it is. You react and you accept whatever consequences come with that. You know what I mean? And I feel like this was one of those moments. Like, hey, I acted. And whatever come with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's supposed to be my man. If he really my man, then it won't get there. But if he not, whatever. You see what I'm saying? He said something to me.
This is the part where people are killing me, where they're saying he did the grown man thing by apologizing. People, let me explain this to you. You do not get to take the high road after you've already started engaging. I don't understand why people don't get that. He never took the high road, and it's not even viewed as the high road to me because you got swung back, and then you stopped. You stopped because your punch probably didn't hit hard enough. Yeah. Now you really got this nigga mad, and he want to beat you up even worse. And it's before he beat you up any worse, you just said, you know what? I'm gonna stop this right here, and I'm gonna take it all back. I'm going to kiss the rings. I'm going to kiss the shoes. That's why I put that Bruce Leroy clip up about it. Like, come on. What happened? Kendrick happened, and it's all because of you. Everybody knows you scared of him. Kissed his shoes and everything. Perfect scene. And you know what's crazy with that? Carl Anthony Payne was in the back, and people all on my post kept saying, oh, I didn't know Cole for Martin was in there. Let me help y'all out because you're going to date yourself. Cole for Martin wasn't in it. That was Cockroach because Cole for Martin didn't come until 1995. So when you hear these, it's an age thing. You got to know because people was like, I didn't even notice that he was in there. We knew it was Cockroach.
Yeah.
A year later because we saw it and was like, oh shit, that was Cockroach. That was Duke. That was in Last Dragon. But that's another story. You know, we're seasoned. But he's no longer J. Cole to me. He's Jermaine. And once again, not even the most famous one. That's reserved. That's reserved for Jermaine Jackson.
You gonna put him behind Jermaine Jackson though?
Hold up, I want it back real quick. Jermaine Cole, you are now behind Jermaine Jackson. Matter of fact, you're in third place. It's Jermaine Jackson, Jermaine Stewart, and if you don't know who Jermaine Stewart is, that's the joint when he was like, we don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. Oh no, you are behind him now. So it's Jermaine Jackson, Jermaine Stewart, then Jermaine Cole. And if I think of somebody else, you might go behind them. Mess around, you might be behind Jermaine O'Neal. You know what I'm saying? Before this is over with, because I am disgusted. You have let Nas down yet again.
Nah, I was a Jermaine Cole fan, man, and his other catalog, it don't even sound the same right now. I don't know how I'm gonna feel later, but I don't know from just a man point of view. Just swing back, take a L. I don't care. Like I would have still been champion if he'd have lost the battle. I would have been like, yo, he still rap better than them niggas. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, it's many of people who say Jay-Z lost that battle. You see what I'm saying? Yep. But that don't take away from who Hove is. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm still a Hove fan. Like, I still am, all the way Jay-Z. You know what I mean? But, it is what it is. Like, you can't just swing and then... You can't pull out the gun and not shoot.
No, you can't get shot at, take a graze, and realize, oh, I got a gun too. Shoot back, graze or hit him, and be like, no. Listen, stop. Here, I'm gonna put my gun down. Here, don't shoot me. Just don't shoot me again. But
it's the new NBA. It's the new NBA. Everybody friends, and so they don't compete like they supposed to.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, speaking of the NBA and L's, here's yet another L. And you're going to have to hold this L because you got a lot of explaining to do for your town. The hell are y'all doing to Allen Iverson? Philadelphia 76ers gave one-time MVP, four-time scoring champion, steals leader, all-star MVP, Rookie of the Year, Hall of Fame, one of the biggest impacts in NBA history. They gave that man a pocket rocket as a statue for all that he's done, except bring home the big one, pause, for the 76ers. They had him unveil a trophy that he was about 1 inch shorter than. What's going on in Philly? Because that was ridiculous. And before you answer, to make matters even worse, it's not even in front of the stadium. It's not even in front of the joint. It's at the practice facilities. And you know how this nigga feel about practice. And you want to put it down? Come on, man. What are y'all doing?
Calm down. For one thing, all right, everybody is seeing the clip of him in front of the statue and everything. It's like 9 statues in a row.
I know.
They all the same size. It's not the big one. You see what I'm saying? They all the same size. All of the Sixers greats have that same size statue in a row, and it's all there. It's not like, now do I think that he deserves like a Rocky statue in front of the stadium? Yes, I do think he deserves that. But I also think he deserved to be with all of the Sixers greats in the line outside the facility. It's nothing wrong with it. I think people blowing it out of proportion.
Oh no, it's blown out of proportion for good reason. That was terrible. And first off, I'm gonna tell you like this: if they gonna give him that kind of statue with the crossover thing, they was better off putting Mike into the crossover too. Cause you just see him like this, and I'm like, I get it, crossover. They gave, first off, I saw the Wilt Chamberlain one. They had this nigga shooting a jump shot. I thought that was crazy or whatever, but Wilt ain't here. Because Wilt ain't going for that. Wilt is taller than all of those joints. Wilt ain't going for that. And I don't think Iverson was feeling it either. That, I know a fake happy, sad smile. That was a happy, sad. He's unveiling it, pulling back the cover, kind of like, word, no doubt. Like that. Iverson is media trained, so he understands that they're going to be getting his reaction as he's unveiling his pocket rocket.
Yo, you gotta chill.
He pulls it back, and he's like, yeah, it's cool. back of his mind, he was like, what is this? Like, I'm getting killed. Everybody else's statue is a statue. That joint was a glorified bust. That's what it is. And by bust, for those not paying attention.
So are all of them busts? Because all of them are that size.
Yes, because Barkley and them was there too. But
like that's the same thing.
That's the problem. How many championships do the 76ers have? The one with Moses and Doc?
No.
So you going back to the ABA days?
Yeah, they got 2 or 3. 3.
How many NBA joints? 1. The Moses and Doc joint, I want to say 83. Yeah. 83.
Mm-hmm.
Only person that I think can rival Allen Iverson in terms of impact is going to be Dr. J. So I can see why they give Dr. J if they gave him the statue. Or Moses. Because he was Moses had like 3 league MVPs. So I can see that. But Iverson was a cultural Iverson was a cultural phenomenon.
Nobody impacted the city like Iverson. As far as Sixers basketball. No one that played for the Sixers impacted that city like Allen Iverson.
I give that.
Period.
I can go for that.
You know what I mean? Allen Iverson was, and in some ways, still is Sixers basketball.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, yes, where I agree with you is he needs a humongous statue right out in front.
Life size.
Yes, a life-size statue right out in front. Just like, Mike in Chicago.
Everybody else. Just like everybody else.
Everybody else.
Pretty much.
Because he impacted Philadelphia just as much as they impacted those other cities.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I agree with that. But this wasn't that. This was them doing all of the statues. It's just Iverson still got that impact. They're going viral. A lot of them was there.
Yeah, they was there. But we remember Iverson's. And that was that. That's all I remember. I don't care about nothing. I saw the Walk of Fame and it's by the practice facility, but this is Allen Iverson. This is AI, the answer. You know what I'm saying? Barkley, round mound rebound. Dr. J, we get it. There were some names out there.
Little guards, man.
But that's that. But your girl, Kate Michelle, she a wild chick. She's got a lot of traumas with her. And I don't even think that's like an understatement. It's to the point Kate Michelle has issues. That's more like common knowledge at this point. She makes a comment. She says she doesn't feel protected if a man cries in front of her.
If her man cries in front of her.
If her man cries in front of her, because she turns into the man at that point. What I don't like about that statement is this. She took how she feels and then in turn tried to tell men how they are. This is what I mean by that. What do you mean when you say I turn into the man? Because women have this thing that women believe that they have a monopoly on pain and emotions because they say we don't have them at all. So that's why she felt comfortable making the statement, I turn into the man. You ain't never turned into the man. Because when you say things like that, what you're trying to say is men are devoid of emotions and those kind of connections. So I didn't turn into that since you want to act like me. It's just like the old saying, if y'all going to cry, what the baby's going to do? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So I didn't like that statement for that. But at the other time, it's like women be wanting us, once again, be sensitive, but be thugged out. Be a street dude, but have a boy job. Smack a bitch, but then, fall back with the flowers and stuff. Just all over the place. Can't respect it. And I'm going to be honest, with her saying it, this is how I took it. Consider the source. Consider the source.
Yeah, but all right, this is where I'm not going to kill K. Michelle. She's a Southern woman, and a lot of times, Southern women have traditional values. And what we always say is your woman has to kind of look up to you. You see what I'm saying? You have to kind of be the superhero. And so it does diminish that a little bit if you too emotional in front of her. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. It diminishes that a little bit. And yes, it's toxic. But that's why as men we're taught that. You see what I'm saying? Like you gotta, tuck your emotions, stand up tall, poke your chest out. You know what I mean? Walk it off. All these things that we taught as men, and you can call it toxic or whatever you want to call it, but it's to make women and children feel protected. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of what we here for. You know what I mean? To protect them. Now, yes, it's hard because men also have feelings. You see what I'm saying? Men cry. You understand what I'm saying? But hey, man, if you're too sensitive around a woman, I would venture to say she's not the only woman that feels like that.
So my thing is this. Where is the safe space for men? Because if it's not with women, so we're just stuck to a life of talking to our boys and just being like, yo, let's just get it out there. Because, well, if you talking to another dude at night, that's another level of pillow talk. And they that's a thing now, I guess. But if I'm pillow talking, it's always going to be with the opposite sex.
Yeah.
So I don't have that luxury, to pillow talk with.
Well,
whatever.
This is one of the things that we talk about here, that I often talk about, is few places where men can go to have that outlet. That's why you see men be so aggressive, because we get our emotions out differently. You see what I'm saying? Men have this emotional energy that's in them that we got to get out. That's why we compete. That's why the testosterone comes out. Sometimes ornery and stuff like that. Men show emotion. We just show it in different ways. You see what I'm saying? You ever see somebody get sad and just get mad? You see what I'm saying? Men do that. You know what I mean? Men get sad and want to hit something. You know what I mean? Hit somebody. And it's toxic, but the only place that I can think of that's really safe for men to go to most of the time is a therapist. You know what I mean? Because you get to dump that on a stranger. You know what I mean? Somebody that's gonna just be there to just listen.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I thought you were gonna say something else. I thought you was gonna say the only place I could think of the guy can go somewhere to talk and get it off his chest and take out his frustration is a brothel.
Well, that too. A lot of people won't admit that but that can be a form of therapy. That is a stranger that you're paying to, relieve your stress and the emotions that's pent up. And a lot of times, you can talk to them like you can't talk to somebody who's more invested in your life. You know what I mean? Who has who you don't really feel like you have to protect them. You know what I mean? So you can be vulnerable around them. You know what I mean? But that's the same thing. I think that's how these chicks be getting these NBA niggas.
Yo, it's almost to the point where Shaq was right. Because Shaq made a comment himself where he said, don't ever be vulnerable and tell chicks your your secrets, because all they're going to do is throw it back at you. Her comment kind of made Shaq's comment like, yo, there's a lot of truth to that, or whatever.
Well, I don't know that she's throwing the secret back at them, but she's saying how it makes her feel. You see what I'm saying? And often, I don't know. From what you said, often it feels like men's feelings doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like if I feel some type of way, I gotta be careful how I express it because I'm worried about your feelings. You see what I'm saying? Because if I express emotion, then you want to tell me how that makes you feel. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? It's very toxic, but at the same time, you do want to make your woman feel safe. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a very honest statement that she said. It sounds crazy, but I think I think a lot of women share that sentiment.
Yeah. So it was another dude. I read up on him. How would you feel? Matter of fact, would you feel a way if a girl you're dealing with, their ex sent you video of your girl that's currently, but it's his ex, and it's sex videos, and she's getting crazy. And I don't know, jumping off threesomes just with him, but yet she doesn't do that with you. How would that? What would that do to your relationship?
Yeah, I think you talking about the clip where the so the dude sent the other dude a clip of how his girl used to get down with him.
Yes.
And it was crazy, and she don't do that with him.
Yep. Because she didn't see a future with the ex dude, but she sees a future with this dude, so she doesn't do those things. I thought that was a mistake 1-on-1.
Well, this is okay. Regardless of the reason why, right? As a man, your ego can't take that hit. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
A man's ego is one of the most fragile things in the world. Your ego can't take that hit. You can't see your girl doing all this crazy stuff, nasty stuff that you may want to do, but she's not doing that with you. You can't see her doing it with somebody else because it's automatically a shot at your ego. It's something about that guy that made her want to do it with him. Our ego is not trying to hear, well, I'm not invested in him, or our ego is not even trying to hear, because I had this conversation with my wife and she was like, well, maybe she was trying to make that relationship work and she did a bunch of things that she didn't really like. So when she saw that didn't work, then she told herself, I'm not going to do the things that I don't like. And maybe the way they're intimate really, really, really gets her off. And those are the things that she really likes. And it's way better than what he did because they were only doing what the other guy liked. You see what I'm saying? And I said, bullshit. Like I said, that can be true. But my ego is not going to try to hear it. And my ego ain't hearing that. Yo, this man was spitting in your mouth. Like I'm not trying to hit. He was doing all kinds of craziness to you, and you seemed like you were liking it, and you were very submissive in letting him do these things, and you are not as submissive with me. And it's hard for a man's ego to accept that.
The thing about, you brought up the word submissive. From what I hear women say, you have to make a woman submissive. And my thing is this. Once we know that you can get down a certain way, yes, I do believe you have to earn a certain level of submissiveness with your woman. But it can't be with the feel of this is in competition with the other person, because women are quick to always say, well, you got to bring out the freak in us and all this other stuff. And I believe a lot of that to be true or whatever, because they have, women have egos about things too. One of the things I had to learn to start doing, but I learned early. I was told that I was not like, I didn't make sounds. I didn't make enough sounds. And that used to bother some women. Like, you don't make no sounds, you don't do nothing. So what did I start doing? Chick be topping me off. Oh, shit. Hey, yo, hold up. Yo, even if it didn't feel that good, I've watched the performance go up.
Oh, God.
Because you just like, and see, now I'm even when I was like rhyming and stuff, like I wasn't that great with ad-libs. So I try not to OD. So I kind of keep mine to minimal stuff like, ooh, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, do that again. I start giving instructions.
Yes.
Chicks they like instructions too.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Daryl from Eric LaSalle, Daryl from Coming to America, when he said women like guys to be aggressive, like for you to tell them what to do. So I said, okay, like to tell you what to do. Yeah, you take this hand, you do that. You know what I'm saying? Your voice go back down, them octaves and everything, but it works.
Yeah.
It shows levels of it and everything. So I don't know, but as for being able to handle it, I can handle it if it's with a chick that I'm just having sex with. I'm gonna be honest. But if it's your woman, that's a hard hit to take. Think about it. I believe every chick has naked photos of herself in her phone. I believe they have naked pictures of dudes in their phones. I believe every chick has videos of them and another dude or you in their phone. And I've seen this with chicks that I've dealt with. And it had no effect on me. But there were, to be perfectly honest, there were a few times with chicks that I was dealing with that I kind of was like, so you just gonna be messing with me and dingo? You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know why you messing with me. You know what I'm saying? After that, like, I'm cool, but sheesh. Like, like, yo, man, like, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it does a little something. You start being like, so are you really faking every time? Like, you get into your own head about
but
things.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at that video and she like making some noises that she ain't made with you. She doing some positions that she ain't done with you. I said, I didn't even know you could do that one. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, why you ain't never, like, we gotta talk about some things or not talk about some things. Like, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, you don't do this for me. You did this for him. And the other thing is, my man that sent you these videos is a cold demon, yo. He knew, because men know what gets at men. You see what I'm saying? He knew what he was doing. He said, look, she ain't possibly doing this to you. You know what I mean? And sent that was crazy, but also effective.
Yeah, definitely was effective. What you call it? Shout out to $1 million worth of game. Shout out to It Is What It Is, my man Cam Mace. But neither one of y'all can mess with Oshin's view on that court. So the challenge is always there for It Is What It Is or for $1 million worth of game. But shout out to my man Killer, because a lot of people be asking me, was Cam nice? You know what I'm saying, in ball? Because, you know, one thing about Cam, he's going to talk about himself glowingly.
Yeah.
So, takes me back to November, I want to say 29th, 1993. Cam was at Manhattan Center. Him and my man Rich Parker. Rich Parker's All-American. Cam, All-American. Mace was suspended this game, but Mace was in the building or whatever. They had my man Dwayne Jordan. They had a crew. They had me, and there was another couple of dudes that was supposed to be the man on the team, but I showed up. I gave you man Cam and them 28. I really had 32, but the papers put me down for 28. And Cam had about 21, 22. Rich Parker, 21, 22. Like, it was even, but I remember it was a play where I got at Rich Parker, and I laid him up and everything, and everybody ran on the court, whatever. Mace and my cousin was going back and forth talking junk, just, you know, because they knew each other and everything. But Cam was definitely official on that court. Mace was no slouch either, you know what I'm saying, like that. He wasn't the All-American, but Mace was giving you buckets and playing defense, and he had a handle and stuff. So shout out to It Is What It Is, but Oshin's view, we want all the smoke. So, you know, it is what it is. No pun intended. But it's another episode of Oshin's View. You know, a lot of real hot takes and everything, but we're not going to bombard y'all. But we got a lot of great things coming up. Press that subscribe button. Peace.
Peace.